up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a long 2 weeks without me being here on the channel, guys. I just needed a lot of rest. I needed to hang out with the family, do things here, get things done, cleaned. I haven't had time to do nothing, so I took those 2 weeks to clean the backyard. It looks pretty good now. I have a little mess over here, as you guys can see, but I'm still trying to get this yard cleaned up. Anyways, guys, so while I was off, I didn't do no fishing at all. I just spent a lot of time with my wife and my kids. My 2 kids are playing football now, and life is good. I did a rib off with my brother, me against my brother, and the YouTube video's coming up soon on my sister's channel, so I'll try to link her channel below so you guys can go check out that video when it comes out. And we're gonna be talking about 5 baits you should be using for fall season, guys. Fall season is only 4 weeks away, 4 to 5 weeks away, so we're in the month of August. So it's time to be thinking about fall season, guys. You got to think about catching your big bass during the fall. If you weren't successful in the summertime, let's be successful this fall, because I wasn't very successful this summer. I struggled a lot, so I'm very excited for fall season fishing. So let's get to the bait laboratory and let's see what baits I'm going to show you that you can catch your personal best, hopefully this fall, guys. What up, guys? We're here in the bait laboratory. For the first bait, guys, this is a bait that has caught me a lot of fish during the fall season. This is a bait that I throw where there's grass, sand, gravel, and riprap. You guys see me catch a lot of fish here on the channel with it, and that bait being, it's the lipless crankbait. The lipless crankbait, it's a very universal bait. I throw this rod on a 7-foot with 12-pound P line, a 7:4-to-1 gear ratio bait caster. It seems that that's the setup perfect for me to use. I love throwing this. Like I said, I love throwing it. I like bombing it out there really far and let it sink down and start swimming it and ripping it to grass, because during the fall season, this guy, most of the shad are this small, so basically the fish are looking for an easy meal. They're trying to chase the bait. During the fall, all the bait starts coming down. It comes down to the shallow, so all the fish move down to the shallow. So for us bank fishermen, the lipless crankbait is one of the best baits for us to be throwing during the fall. That's how I throw it. I throw it down the bank so there's a lot of riprap. I throw it where there's grass and gravel. Where there's sand and gravel, I let it hit the ground and yo-yo it up. Oh man, I yo-yo it up, and then I drop it again, yo-yo it up. If they don't like that, I throw it out there and swim it back. You gotta find, the fish will tell you how they want the bait, how fast the bait do they want it. Do they want it sinking down? Do they want it yo-yoing it up? But yeah, for the first bait, guys, the lipless crankbait is one of the main ones for you guys to be throwing. And I like to throw, this isn't white, but I want to look for something that looks like a shad pattern. I didn't have a shad pattern. I gotta order me one actually right before, as soon as I'm done with this. But yeah, get yourself a lipless crankbait from 6 Cents Fishing. Nothing but the best hooks out there. You don't gotta change the hardware, guys. So let's move to the next bait, and this other bait has caught me a lot of fish too. The next bait, guys, is a Crush 50X. I'm like, this is like a 1.5 square bill. It's got to be a shad pattern, because during the fall, the bass are looking for shad colors. Anything that looks like the shad, because the shad's moving down to the shallows, guys. I like throwing this where there's grass. I like throwing this where there's gravel, and I like throwing this where there's a lot of riprap, a lot of rocks, submerged slabs of cement, because a lot of the smallmouth are hiding there, or the largemouth are hiding there. All they're doing is looking for an easy meal to come by for them to eat. So what I like to hit it when I'm fishing, I like it to make bottom contact. So when it hits bottom contact, it deflects. So sometimes that little bottom contact that deflects a little, that's all you need to have a catch. of the day, guys. So with that being said, this bait should always be in your box during the fall, guys. So let's move on to the next bait. All right, guys, for the third bait is a top water walking bait. This is a catwalk from 6 Cents Fishing. One of my favorite baits. One of my favorite baits to be throwing out there in the fall when the shed is up high, almost suspending. All you gotta do is just throw it out there and just walk it back and forth. It goes gonna go. For some reason, during the fall, top water gets a lot of bites. I'm like, all you're gonna do is just throw it down in the middle of the water column, and she's gonna go. And then, katoosh! That big old bass coming out of nowhere. And you're gonna catch a lot of fish on this one. I love top water, especially during the fall time. I feel that during the fall, the big ones come out and they hit top water like crazy, guys. It's one of my favorite times of the year to be throwing top water. Obviously summertime too, but we're talking about fall fishing. Fall fishing, it's when all the big mamas come out. It's when all the big fish come out and play. It's when all you should be throwing this where there's grass, because you know during the summertime, between summer to fall, they're hiding in the grass. So you're going to go bringing this. They're just looking up. They're like, huh, you know what? That's an easy meal for me to come. So they're just gonna come woof, and get it. So I get yourself the catwalk from 6 Cents Fishing, guys. Best top water out there for me. It's one of the easiest ones for you to walk, for anybody that's a beginner that really wants to get into top water baits. I suggest get yourself a 6 Cents catwalk. For me, this is the one that I learned how to use. Top water is the one that I had most success. This is Spanish bone. Beautiful color, guys. Like another white color. Bone color seems to be a staple in the fishing industry. Bone color catches you a lot of fish, guys. So top water for fall season, guys. Let's go to the fourth bait. The fourth bait, the jerk bait. The 6 Cents Provoke. Again, another white color, another shad color looking bait. As you guys can see, most of the baits that I picked, they're all kind of like shad color, except this one. But this one, shad color, except that one could be, it could almost pass as a shad, but you gotta be looking for shad patterns during the fall. So how I like to throw this one, how I like to throw the jerk bait, I just like to throw it out there. It just go like jerk, jerk, jerk. As soon as it drops, just jerk, jerk. Not like during the late in the year when you have to throw it on there and let it pause. No, right now you need to just throw it out there and rip, rip, rip. Put in your slack, rip, rip. A little bit of reeling and rip, rip. The main thing is you don't want the fish to see the bait. You want to continue moving it erratically, because they're gonna hit that erratic motion. They're like, holy cow, there's an easy meal right there. He's gonna look like a dying shad. That's what it's trying to mimic. Go. So it's the jerk bait in the fall, guys, is a really killer. Just throw it out there in the middle of the lake. Just rip it through. You can also throw it down, rip. You can throw it where there's gravel. You can throw it where there's sand. Definitely I would not throw it where there's grass. In my opinion, I have always got snagged in by grass with the jerkbait, but anywhere there's sand, gravel, or open water, this seems to be a very good bait for you to catch a lot of bass and smallmouth during the fall season. Like I said, just throw it out there and go. And you're gonna catch them all day long, guys. So let's move on to the last and final bait, guys. The last one, guys, the bladed jig. As we all know it, the Z-Man chatterbait. This has become one of my favorite baits to throw during the fall. I like to pair it in the back. I like to put a trailer, a flush from 6 Cents Fishing, something that kind of looks like a shad during the fall. For me, I feel like the fluke or the flush, it's a very good bait as a trailer because it has the fork tail, looks like a fish, and this is, you guys know, it's gonna shimmy. I could throw this where there's open water. I could throw this where there's riprap. I could throw this where it turns to gravel to sand. I could throw this where there's lily pads. I could throw this where there's grass. And the chatterbait is very good through grass, lily pads, name it. There's endless ways to use the chatterbait. I'm like, sometimes I let my chatterbait fall all the way to the ground during the fall, and I work it like a jig. Technically, this is a jig. You could work this as a jig. Just let it drop and come back up, come back down, because it's gonna look like a dying shad, guys. So this is my 5th bait and one of my 5th favorite baits out there for during the fall. These 5 baits, guys, these 5 baits are like my best baits that I love throwing during the fall the most, even during the year, but for most part this is the time of the year where I'm going to be throwing them. I know it's not exactly fall right now, but you guys can come back to the video when fall gets here and look and watch it again and get your arsenal ready for fall fishing, guys. So chatterbait with the flush for the win, guys. And if you guys want the flush or any of these products, I'll try to link 6 Cents Fishing below in the description. So with that being said, good luck to all of you, and hopefully you guys out there ripping lips and catching a lot of fish, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode, guys, and these 5 baits are gonna help you catch a lot of fish, guys. But I have something to say, guys. In the previous videos when I do giveaways, I have had, I think, 2 or 3 people that never answered to win their awards. I mean, their gifts that I was gonna give them. I think there was 2 soft plastics ones that nobody answered, so I just kept them and gave them away to some kids that were out here fishing, because I don't need them. I have tons of fishing gear, as you guys can see, and so I gave those away. But make sure to check the notification each time I do a giveaway. The week after that, I'm gonna choose somebody at random, and I'm gonna put your name on the description box. All you gotta do is get a hold of me through Instagram, and I'll ship them up to you. It's not like I'm charging you money to send them, but always make sure to check the description box so you know if you're the winner. Get a hold of me right away, and I will ship them out to you immediately. But I haven't had nobody in the last ones that answered me. So I just seen some kids fishing at my local lake, so I gave them 2 packs of soft plastics. Kid was super happy, and I love seeing the young kids out there fishing. Anyways, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to comment on the video. Make sure to share the video with somebody that likes fishing, somebody that wants to get into sport of fishing. And like always, guys, fish on, and I hope you catch a giant.